To be honest, like I've never done tactical exercises like regularly, like because I sometimes went to these lessons in with Simon in his school, and then we'd quite often solve exercises, and I was like usually worse at that than even his worst students. But I mean, I was better than everybody at chess. Like I was better than all the students, I think, at chess already. But I was still worse at solving exercises and sometimes studies as well, because that's something I never did at all.
But I remember the first time I had some training with you in NFG, a long time ago now.
Yeah.
I remember that we had the topic of visualization, with a blind chess. I don't really know if you remember, but it was you and it was Leif and Simon och Fred Ekberg.
Yeah,
I remember. And I remember that I think you were 10 years old, something like that, 11 years old, and you were amazing when it comes to visualization to see what it was going to come with blind chess.
Yeah, I mean, I would sometimes, like my dad and I would go skiing, would sometimes play blindfold games while skiing or hiking. But also, like whenever I went to Siemens, like I would raid the library there for chess books. Like I would just read everything I could find. So I think that was also good training for me, that I was constantly reading this book. So I was like training myself in that way to visualize.
You know that when I asked Simon what is the most important training tool of Magnus, he showed me his sofa in his room, because he said that this was your standard tool where you were laying and reading the chess books and solving problems. I don't know if this is true, but that's what he said.
Yeah, that is true.
So in that sense, you have always been self-going when it comes to, you just read and you just pick up all stuff all the time. Is that correct? Not really structured, but just go from books by book.
And also, like, I never read the chess book from cover to cover. Like, I just start somewhere and then something captivates me, so I keep on reading, and at some point I will have, consumed all of the material from the book. But it's never been true.
Someone still the truth, right? You're actually, I would guess, one of the top players who reads quite a lot of chess books.
Yeah.
No,
I'm still very interested.
It was not meant as, no, it was more meant as an explanation for them than as a complaint. I think even recently in tournaments you will find some book, you will find inspiration from that. So,
yeah.
Recently you won a game in Weigense where you were from some Tibiaka book. I guess that's no secret. At least I've read it in a lot of magazines right now. So picking up knowledge like this. Well, this is an example from the last book, maybe not exact, but white to move here. But this is sort of a kind of positional character. Can also be the solution is wrong, but what will you play with white here?
Play G4.
Sorry?
Oh, wait a sec.
Probably I put up a position where G4 is quite strong.
Wait a sec. Wait a sec. Maybe he wants B4 first.
I think.
Yeah.
I didn't put up the right position, but it's just an example of this book that was Magnus's first. Well, B4 is a move, just positional move. You fix the queen side, so you cannot improve with C5 and A5, and then you play G4 later. Who knows? Maybe a modern computer will say it's completely wrong, but let's see. Yeah, it says H4. Good luck with that.
Yeah, B4.
B4 comes.
No, it's B4.
Yeah, but also white has a pretty dominant position. But he was exercises like that to get some kind of positional culture. That you will look for B4, you will look for G4. So it's you improved your positional understanding rather that you knew how to mate. Anyway, it's not an exact example, but just some things like that. This one I remember from the book at least.